morning. It is Thursday, August 2nd. It is day 4 of BookTube-A-Thon. I don't know why this light is making my face look so red. So, welcome to another reading vlog. Surprise! I actually finished European Travels for the Monstrous Gentlewoman by Theodora Goss. If you watched my other reading vlog, you'll know I ended it at 10:30 p.m. last night when I was halfway through the book, a little more than halfway. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to bed now and finish this tomorrow. But I didn't, because I drank a pot of tea at 6 p.m. So I finished it. It was like 3 in the morning before I was done. But I really, really enjoyed it. This cover is great. I just really like the cover. It's got it's like not quite embroidery. Anyway, it was just kind of like I said yesterday or in the last vlog or whatever. It's just really fun story. It's written a little quirky, so it's written from like imagining that one of the characters is actually doing the writing, and she's kind of like sharing it with all of her friends. So there's these little like interludes where the characters break in and they're like, wait a minute, that's not how it happened, or they have like little arguments on the side, or they'll like reveal pieces of information, or they'll be like, but when we were in such and such, and the writer, her name is Catherine, she's like, shh. So that is super fun. I just really enjoyed that. A lot of the times that I ended up laughing was from that, because you just like, it's like those AUs that everybody always wants to see, of just like the characters like hanging out and being themselves, and you kind of like get that in the story, which is super, super fun. It's kind of just like a really unique and fresh way of telling the story. So this isn't like great literature, but it's super enjoyable. And it kind of ended on a cliffhanger, which is pretty much the only thing I don't like about it. This book literally just came out like a couple of weeks ago, so that means that I have to wait for the next one for a long time. So you should go buy it, and buy the first one. They're so much fun, especially if you've read any of the, you know, literature that's referenced here. I might even like do a little like reread of some of the stories that are mentioned. Dracula played a big part in this second volume, and also Carmilla, which is a short story by Sheridan Le Fanu, which I read earlier this year. Today, it's about noon already. I didn't really do much. I edited my reading vlog, and I'm about to post that, and my internet is super fast. It took like 4 minutes for this like 30-minute vlog to upload, which is ridiculous. Like, I have never had a vlog upload that fast, so that's exciting. Glad I'm getting what I'm paying for. So today I am finally actually going to go to the library. I will bring you with me. I don't know how much I'll vlog. It'll depend on how busy the library is and like what it looks like. I don't want to be weird. So we'll see, but I'm really excited. I haven't been into the library. I have to get a card and everything, so I hope that it's a nice little library, but at the very least it's part of the larger city public library system, so I can, you know, order in books if they don't have very much. I need to pick up breakfast at Tiffany's. I did check their catalog. Supposedly there are 3 copies there, so hopefully that's still true. I also might pick up The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and kind of get started on that today. Now that I have finished European Travels for the Monstrous Gentlewoman, I'm kind of still on track to finish 7 books. So I've finished 2 books, and it is day 4, but that's okay. Aside from the Breakfast at Tiffany's, which obviously I don't have yet, I am halfway through A Curious Beginning, which is my like ebook audiobook, and I'm gonna keep just kind of like working on that. I think I have about 5 hours left, and I am listening to it at normal speed. I don't like it when they speed up. I'm very particular about my audiobooks. I don't actually listen to audiobooks very often. So that's 3, 7, yeah. So still listening to that. I need to definitely like be a little bit more deliberate about listening to that. I just don't think about it, so when I'm like doing stuff around the apartment or like making dinner or whatever, I just like need to listen. Even if I listen to like an hour every day, I'll be like basically unable to finish it. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is not enormous, which is good. I might not finish it today since I am going to be reading. It's almost 400 pages, 386, but that's hopefully, I think it's going to be a quick read. I've like gotten that impression, and I'm just like super curious because everybody in the entire world is raving about this book, but I don't actually know like more than what this jacket says, so I'm very curious to read it. Then I have Nevernight. This is my, so The Seven Husbands is a book with green on the cover. Nevernight is my beautiful spine, and by golly, I'm just really determined to read this. I might just finish it. Like, I was gonna be really good and start over. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I'll keep you posted. But I am at least gonna finish it. And then the last book I'm gonna read is this one by Lloyd Alexander. It's called The Book of Three. It's the first book in a series, The Prythian Chronicles. That's what it's called. I've been trying to remember that for days. Oh my gosh. Prythian Chronicles. So I have all of the Prythian Chronicles, but I've only ever read The Book of Three and maybe The Black Cauldron like years ago when I was very little. And so I would like to just read them. I actually kind of like middle grade. I sort of am surprised to learn that I have quite a lot of middle grade. It's all in a pile on the floor there, and just like, it's more than I thought. A lot of it's classics, E. Nesbit and Edward Eger and stuff like that, but some fantasy too. I read the Dark is Rising series last year and really enjoyed that, so I think this is kind of like similar. So I am going to start that, and that'll be my 7th book. So this will like take me 4 minutes to read because it's YA, or not YA, it's middle grade. It'll like literally take me an hour. Yeah, so that's kind of my mid-challenge, midweek update. Feels weird to say midweek on whatever the day is, Thursday, but that's it. So I am going to finish posting the earlier reading blog, and then I will go to the library, and I will see you guys in a minute. I'm regretting my decision to not bring tripod with me. Oh well, also there's a guy right in front of me, and I'm sure he thinks I'm weird, but whatever. Got my library card, yay! I guess I don't care that you know that I live in Dallas, it's a big city. Very exciting. I also found Breakfast at Tiffany's. This also has a couple of short stories in the back. The actual Breakfast at Tiffany's is like 100 pages, so that's exciting. My e-book loan of Clockwork Prince expired, and so I just noticed that they had it and I grabbed it because I need to finish that when BookTube-A-Thon is over. And then I've been hearing a lot about Before She Ignites, so I grabbed that one too because the sequel's coming out in a couple of months. So I've been interested like kind of vaguely in reading that, so I might get to it someday, I might not. But anyway, that was my exciting library adventure. And so I didn't really vlog in the library. It was actually pretty busy, which is good. It's great to see libraries getting used even in the middle of the day, and there are a lot of people just like sitting and reading. So yeah, that was my exciting outing for the day. Now I'm going back to my apartment to get some lunch and stuff. So it's 2 o'clock now. I finished my lunch, and while I cooked and stuff, I listened to like 12 minutes of my audiobook, and now I am 11 pages into the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. But I really like the way that contemporary writers are using contemporary methods for storytelling now. I just think that's really cool. You've seen it in YA for quite a while, but it's starting to spill into like adult fiction, which is awesome. So like it's a, you know, blog post, and then there's all these comments, and it's just such a creative way of storytelling that really reflects the way that people communicate nowadays, and I just think that's really fascinating. And so anyway, that was me being a lit nerd. Okay, so it's 3 o'clock now. I read about 90 pages of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It's very interesting. I like the kind of like two stories that we're getting. So the premise is that this woman, Evelyn Hugo, is 79. She's been this famous actress for a long time, just like totally an acting legend, and then also is very famous for all of the like, she's had 7 husbands and all of the, you know, things that she's done off screen as well. And she is auctioning off some of her best known dresses for charity, and she calls this like news magazine to say she wants to schedule an interview, but she only wants to talk to a certain person who's just like a junior reporter and a new hire, and they're like, well, we want the article, so sure. And so this woman, Monique Grant, ends up being interviewed by Evelyn, who does not want to tell the article about her dress auction. She wants to have Monique write her biography, and she has a particular reason for choosing Monique, but we don't know it yet. She refuses to tell Monique that, and Monique is like, well, that's going to make my career, so okay. And so we kind of get two stories. We get Evelyn's story, and then we also learn about Monique. She is the one who's kind of like telling the story in first person. So I am very interested by it. It's like equal parts fascinating and like gossip Maggie and also heartbreaking. Then I made a bookshelf for the BookTube-A-Thon challenge, which was just kind of like silly and fun, and I made it totally out of middle grade books except for Pioneer Girl, which is based on the Little House on the Prairie, which is also middle grade, so it counted. Or not based off of it. It is Laura's journal off of which the Little House on the Prairie books were written. So anyway, whatever. So I'm pretty proud of it. It has continued to stand, so I'm just gonna leave it and see when it falls over. I think that'll be fun. I particularly like the top shelf, which is The Little Prince, 2 Harry Potter books, and Misty of Shinkotik. What am I going to do right now? I think I'm going to take a couple of Instagram pictures while I still have the light, and I need to do some more reading. I was going to read Breakfast at Tiffany's and watch the movie, so the next time I feel like reading, I think I might do that. Anyway, I will check in later. My bookshelf fell over. It's like literally 3 minutes later. I haven't even moved yet. I was still trying to decide what I wanted to do, and it fell. On the plus side, that was already a messy pile of books, so now it's still a messy pile of books. Okay, friends, it is 4:10. I have an afternoon cup of tea. I keep walking around like, why am I so tired? I don't understand why I'm so tired, but like it was after 3 o'clock in the morning when I went to bed, and I got up at 9:30, so that's why I'm so tired. Yay. Okay, I have to just keep reminding myself it's okay to be tired after being up till 3 in the morning. Not a big deal. Anyway, afternoon tea for some pick-me-up. I have Breakfast at Tiffany's from the library. Thank goodness. This cover, I can't decide if I like it or not. I guess I'll have to read the book and decide. But, you know what that means. Breakfast at Tiffany's. It's time for that. Is it on right? I don't even know. Let's put it on this way. That's better. Woohoo! Reading the hat. In hat. Reading in hat. I have no idea what Breakfast at Tiffany's is about. Like, I've seen the pictures of Audrey Hepburn in the book. I know that the main character's name is Holly Golightly. She has Breakfast at Tiffany's. So, because I feel like I should, like, update frequently while I'm wearing the hat, because, like, otherwise, why would you bother? I will kind of, like, maybe live vlog my reactions to what's going on here. It's not a long book, but maybe every, like, 20 pages or so I'll stop and, like, tell you what's going on. So, we can be surprised together. Yay! Okay, see. I'm being very lazy. That's okay. So I'm about 35 pages into the story. There's still not really a plot, But that's okay. Like, I don't know that I was super expecting one, not with 100 pages and lit fic and whatever. But, so the story is like a flashback that's told by a narrator. We don't know his name yet. Probably we won't know his name at all, I'm guessing. This seems like that kind of book. And he and another guy he knew from his younger days meet up and are talking about this woman, Holly Golightly. And the other guy, Joe Hill, is excited because it seems like he's found evidence that she had been in Africa. And just from the way they're talking, it sounds like she kind of vanished, and they have been wondering, like, where she went and if she's okay, if she's still alive, like, what happened to her. And then the narrator flashes back and is kind of, like, recounting his, the time that he knew her. I don't know if they, like, have any kind of romantic relationship. So far they haven't. She's just been sort of interesting. Yeah, so I'm interested to see how this turns out, because right now Holly is coming across very much as the kind of like manic pixie dream girl a little bit. Like, she's very quirky, and she's beautiful, and she's flighty, and she's like constantly going out with all of these random guys that give her money. She's part of, like, I don't know, she just has that, like, she wakes up the guy at 4 in the morning because she is annoyed by the guy she's with. He kind of, like, starts to pay attention to her because she keeps ringing his buzzer. She lives in the apartment above him. In New York. She keeps ringing his buzzer because she forgets her key, because she's, like, can't be bothered to keep track of it. You know, so, like, a little manic pixie dream girl. And the story was written in the 60s, I think, so, like, was that a trope then? Is it problematic? I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I don't usually like 50s. They were all written in the 50s. I don't know how I feel about that. So, yeah. We shall see. So those are my kind of initial 1/3 of the story thoughts. I will update you guys again. Okay, I am now on page 56, which is a random place to stop, I guess. But I am liking Holly more. She doesn't seem quite, I mean, she's still kind of manic pixie dream girl, but she's gaining some depth and complexity, so I'm feeling hopeful. I stopped because I got a package, so I thought I would unbox it for you, except I have to put the camera down so I can use 2 hands. Hang on. Copy of The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I'm super excited. This is a cute spine. Maybe I'll use this for my beautiful spine cover. Anyway, I actually have this on my Kindle, and I just really, really liked it, and so I decided I wanted a hard copy. It's just so cute. It's one of those, I mean, from the title, right? The Hating Game. It's one of those hate to love stories about 2 people. They are both executive assistants to co-CEOs at a publishing company, and they kind of hate each other, or at least that's what the narrator, Lucy, thinks. And then, of course, you know what, that they are going to fall in love. It's just so cute. It's so cute. It's just adorable, and I appreciate that, like, the story focuses more on their characters, and there's, like, they're both competing for a promotion that only one of them is gonna get, and, like, the side characters are interesting. They're both learning, like, there's some character development, and so I just, like, I like all of that, and the characters are just really fun, and it's just so cute, and I just feel like all warm and fuzzy thinking about it. So anyway, I bought the hard copy. So, back to Breakfast at Tiffany's. I don't know what happened to my hair. I mean, I put it up, but I haven't looked at it for a minute, so anyway, I have my healthy dinner on the couch hanging out with me because I don't actually have a table, and got my movie queued up, and I am going to watch Breakfast at Tiffany's finally. I can already tell from the synopsis that it's going to be different from the book, but I'm not sure how different, so like I said earlier, that will be interesting to see. I will update you guys after the movie is over. Also, can we just take a second to appreciate my beautiful wall? It's fabulous. So I just finished watching Breakfast at Tiffany's, and I really liked it. I was a little worried because I liked the book, and I'd heard that the movie was quite different, but like then I started watching the movie and I was like, I couldn't remember why and where I'd seen that, because literally there were like scenes from the book word for word, which it was kind of cool actually to read the book and watch the movie, because I was like, oh my gosh, that like those are the words that the people are saying. And then I finally remembered that the kind of like criticism of like that wasn't exactly what was supposed to happen was actually from Truman Capote himself, the writer, and I can see why he made the comment, because kind of like by the middle of the movie it's started to turn into a love story, and the book definitely isn't a love story. It's one of those like, this is a really interesting person that I knew and I cared about her and I wonder where she is. And they totally changed the ending. And it made a really cute movie. Like, I like the movie. I think it's cute. But it's definitely not the story that Truman Capote was trying to tell. And it, like, wasn't what he was getting at. Because his point, which I don't know if I could articulate at this moment, but his point was kind of undermined by the way that the movie ended. But as just, like, a movie, it was really fun. And, oh my gosh, Audrey Hepburn is... I mean, I've seen her, obviously, in films, mostly My Fair Lady, but other stuff too, but maybe only a couple of musicals, and this is more, like, required her to do some actual, like, I don't want to say required her to do actual acting, because you certainly have to act in musicals, but, like, really had to act, and she did a fantastic job. There was this one scene where she's trying to get rid of this guy who she's annoyed with, and she just like turns and says something to him in such a like friendly tone, and she's just like, okay, leave now, and then he turns around and she just like makes this face. It's so good. So I'm just like, I knew Audrey Hepburn was an amazing actress, but definitely, wow, she was fantastic. And the guy who plays the writer, who gets a name in the story, his name is Paul Varjak, and they actually kind of like turned into a joke because nobody knows how to spell his last name, so he kept saying his name like over and over and over and over again, and I wonder like if they just did that to be funny or they did it because the narrator is unnamed. I don't know. But anyway, the actor who plays him looks a lot like Chris Pine, which is just kind of weird. Like, I spent 75% of the movie going, he looks like somebody. He looks like Chris Pine. It's very weird. This was a really fun challenge to do and complete. So today I actually completed 2 challenges. I read a book while wearing a hat the whole time, and I read a book and watched the film adaptation, and those were both super fun challenges for BookTube-A-Thon. So I definitely have enough footage to do a just vlog of today, so I'm going to edit and upload this tomorrow, so you'll probably see it Friday or maybe Saturday if I can't get my act together. We'll see. So anyway, a good day all around. I didn't read very much, actually, but I feel like I got a lot done, and I'm in a good place as far as reading goes. I have now finished 3 books. I'm in the middle of 2 more, and then I have 2 more to start, and I have 3 days left, so yeah, I'm good at reading lots of things really fast. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today and watching this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!